Hello guys, it's Alex. Hope you're all well. Okay, today we will be working with this dendrobium. You probably can see that there's quite a bit going on here. It used to stay outside and I brought it in not long ago. So you can see some discoloration on the ends of some older leaves in the heat. But keeping it outside did the job. You can see we have a flower spike here forming, and maybe we will get another one from here. But yes, there's quite a bit going on here, and I haven't done anything with this plant for quite a long time actually. And I thought it would be great to look at it together. Because I know many people don't know how to approach something like this, so we can just work through this together and see what I need to do, how it goes. And maybe I can show something you haven't done before and you may find it useful. So this plant is still sitting in a soft plastic pot inside a bigger plastic cup. So usually I water it and tip it over like this to remove the excess of water. Because it grew so much, I don't have to worry about any media falling out. Okay, so let's begin. I'm excited to see what's going on in there. Okay, let's get it out of the pot. That's how easy it is. Here we go. Excellent root system. This is an old soft pot. I will not be reusing it. It will be disposed of. I will reuse the outer cup though. I will just disinfect it and I can use it again. But for now we don't need this anymore. Great. Okay, one of the questions I see very often asked is, what are those eggs? Yeah, and people start panicking, start throwing them away, thinking that they're maybe eggs of some insects or something. These are not eggs. These are actually slow release fertilizer. So they sit in your plant for some time, for a long time, and release the nutrients over time. So yeah, don't worry about that. Okay, so what's this material? I think it's coconut coir, and it doesn't seem to be too bad. And I don't see any mold. Look at those roots. See, they're amazing. I kind of feel bad about repotting it. Maybe I shouldn't even touch it, but yeah, I want to do something with it. Firstly, it already started getting squashed on the sides here with all those new growths growing all around. And yeah, it's a happy plant, definitely. And well, I don't have to actually repot it. I can just uppot it. We can add fresh media all around the root ball and pop it back into the pot and be done with it. And that's what I would have done normally. But I want to see if we can actually not just repot or pot, but divide it as well. So we can make more plants out of it and give each of them a little bit more room. And also I see there are some keikis that are actually becoming part of the main plant, but maybe we can also look at how to separate them, as this is another one of the most common questions I get. Yeah, it's an excellent plant, very happy with it. And you can see that it bloomed for me before. These are the reminders of the old flower spikes in here. Yeah. So I'm thinking that clearly this cane wants to bloom, so I need to try not to disturb it too much. Maybe we will split it here in the middle. So to divide the plant, you will need to find a natural split. Sometimes the plant just separates itself naturally. The old canes and roots die out and create a natural breaking point. You can see that growth directions are outwards on this plant. So if we don't do anything, and if it's somewhere in the wild and it's got unlimited space to grow, after a while the bush will keep on growing in the outwards directions, and the middle will be dying out, and this whole thing will just naturally grow apart into a few separate plants. So, and because it's already quite an outgrown plant, I think we can try to split it into at least 2, maybe more parts. Let's see if we can do it fairly easily without damaging the plant too much. Okay, so here's an example. This seems to be one of the oldest canes, and it is very wobbly. I am sure, being so wobbly, we should be able to remove it easily, which may start a natural division split for the whole plant. Okay, I'm trying to gently pull the plant apart. Nothing else is coming off easily. Okay, let's work on this keiki then for now. It's grown on a little cane, which was a keiki himself, and then grew on top of another cane. This whole structure is attached to the rest of the plants only through here, and so potentially we can separate this whole mini structure without causing too much discomfort to both the main plant and the baby keiki. I am pulling gently. There we go. It came off with a tiny break just here. Now I'm untangling the roots to ensure the minimal damage to the whole root ball. And here our little baby plant with a little live break, which I will dip into cinnamon powder to dry up. Okay, I can't see it anymore, so it means it's all covered. Good. Just be careful not to put it on live roots, they won't like it. It's a drying agent. Okay, so we have this cute baby plant. It's not completely without any support. It has roots, and it has these 2 older canes to keep it hydrated and nourished for some time until it can establish itself in a new place. So yes, I want to show you a keiki separation, and in my view this is the best separation method to remove not only just the baby plant but also the supporting plant. Sympodial orchids are in a way colonies when one structure depends on another. They do need at least 3 canes or pseudobulbs to function well and to be comfortable after a separation. These canes are not very big, but they will still be able to support the baby plant. Okay, so back to our main plant. I can see more small original canes here. And here I can see another baby plant which I was thinking to separate. You can see that there's that it already attached its roots to its neighbor. Okay, I will not disturb those roots. Here's another one quite mature. So I will separate it using the same method, separating its mother cane. Pull on it. I'm holding on to the main cane and pulling. Okay, so now we have another separate plant with the mother cane, and the break point is on this mature cane instead of the baby. Don't worry about this discoloration, it's just a sunburn, yeah. The plant got left in the sun a few mornings and this developed over time, but it's fine. Okay, let's dab this one in cinnamon powder. Okay, dab, dab, dab. And this one again. So now we have these 2 beautiful little divisions, and then as I was thinking about dividing it, and maybe we can do it now. Let's try again here. See, this is what I meant by natural division. Aha! And here we are. We have a natural break. And now we have to be gentle with the roots to untangle them carefully with minimal damage. Ta-da! Here we go! Now we have 2 plants. Wonderful! So now we have 2 big plants and 2 small plants. I knew this would be an interesting case. That's why I wanted to do it with you. So I will leave this division as is. I will not divide it even further. It's a good division with many new baby canes, and I hope our flower spike will not stop developing after this so-called surgery. Nice little baby spike. Okay, so usually I just reuse plastic cups I get with food and drinks. It reduces waste, of course, but also I know that they will not, they're unlikely to leach any harmful substances into my plant. So we need a bigger pot for this one, and this division will be comfier in this size. Now, the question, will I be cleaning or removing these old roots? I think I'll just leave them. It's really hard to see what's live and what's not, and I don't want to remove any living roots. I may report it at some point again, and we'll check. I will not remove the old medium either. It looks fine, and less stress for the plant and the roots. So add a little fresh medium in the cup and pop the plant in. it looks like all the new growths are coming from this side, so I'll push the plant to this side with the old canes to give more space to the growing canes. I just use the standard bark potting mix, and I will add a few pieces of the old mix. It looks fine. Okay, one baby is ready. Let's do next. Dendrobiums actually don't need much room. Their roots grow quite compact, so they will be happy in these small size pots. Okay, push the plant to one side and add the bark, and then push to the other side and add some more bark like this. Squeeze, squeeze to push the bark through. So I will not be watering the plants today, and maybe for a few more days. We inflicted some injuries on the roots and I don't want them to get infected. Baby number 2. By the way, you can see that my pots don't have side ventilation. This is because I live somewhere very dry and hot, so actually my plant dry out very fast. And in fact, it's good to have a setup which holds humidity in the pot for longer. So these 2 babies, I think I'll pop them together into this mini pot. Let's see how it will work. This is new bark going to the bottom, and I will add the old bark or whatever this is, not to shock them more than we already did. The roots will grow into the new media gradually and will not be shocked, as they will adjust as they grow. And this media is so wet, not because it's always so soaking wet, no, but it's because I watered the plant very well before working with it. It's always a good idea to soak your plant well before you work on it, because roots become more flexible and all medium comes off easier, and you have better visibility on what's going on there. When it's dry, it all just gets stuck together and you're likely to cause more damage than necessary. So okay, I will put it like this on the side to get the roots into the bark. And his brother, we need to put it in a little bit deeper, all to fall out. And this one also more horizontally. I don't want to bury those old canes because they may rot. So I want to get the roots into the medium, but the canes I want close to the surface. They will not be able to absorb any moisture. All they will do is transfer the moisture and nutrients in them into the new canes, and they will dry out. So putting them aside the media will not do anything apart from potentially causing rot, because this will either dry or rot eventually. Okay, so add small pieces like this, covering the roots carefully. some of the dry bark on the top just to keep the moisture underneath it. You can pick out some of the fertilizer balls if they're okay and add them to the pots. The last thing I will do is I'll sterilize my scissors and I'll tidy up the plants so they look better. Cutting off dry parts on the leaves and canes. I will not do anything on this leaf. As I said, it's a sunburn. Okay, maybe I trim this dry part. Yeah, it's not an infection, so all the tissue around the burn is still fine and well functioning and can continue doing leaf's job, providing the plant with energy. The plant is newly separated and young and a little bit vulnerable. The more energy it gets, the better. Right, one more thing. People often ask, oh, what do I do with this ugly? Why this cane is so thin and ugly? Should I remove it? The answer is you don't have to do anything with it. It is still alive and it is still supporting younger canes and will do so until it's fully dry and dead. Cutting off canes is like throwing away tons of food. Why waste? What you can do maybe is just remove the old dried sheaths, gently pull on them and they should come off. And this is not only for aesthetics, it's even more to prevent maybe pests hiding in there, as this is their favorite place to hide. So remove them gently, what you can. And these old flower spikes can be trimmed also, they're not very sightly. And you can see this keiki we spoke about. It likes its neighbor so much. It's hugging it. We're gonna leave them together. So yes, if possible, don't remove old canes and or bulbs unless they are dead, because they still have nutrients and moisture stored in them. And so if now, for example, because we disturb the roots, if some roots will not perform well and will not be supplying enough good stuff to the growing parts, then they will take it from the old cane. So the old ones will be feeding the new ones, and that's how this family really lives. And that's why actually bigger, I'll call them colonies because they function like colonies. They all depend on each other. The young depend on the older ones. So the bigger colonies always perform better. So if you're buying a plant, for example, don't buy just one cane if possible, if there's an option of 2 or more available. If it's a sympodial plant, it needs multiple structures to perform well. So this is something useful to know. And this one also, I'll let it be. Yes, it's not very sightly. But you want a flower spike? Well, then you need to look at these unsightly parts. It's like this. Otherwise, you're compromising your plant's well-being. So now I'll clean up. I use this biodegradable liner. The beauty of them is that you can just collect all the waste from such repotting activity and pop it all together into your compost pile. Okay, and this is the final outcome of our work. You can see now that we have two separate plants that still have enough structures to function well, and also we have these two cute little divisions, which at some point we will have to separate again. But for now they don't need much space, so they will be happy growing together. I put them all now in outer pots to create this humid environment around them. Between the pots and above them, the moisture will be evaporating and creating higher humidity around the plants. So yes, from one messy plant now we have three beautiful plants, or four rather, but okay, three pots. I hope you will find this video useful. If you enjoyed it, please press like and add your questions in the comment section below if you have any. Please also subscribe to my channel for more videos like this and surprise giveaways. Thank you for watching and see you soon!